Hi, I'm Carina, here with my guide dog, Moby. Hi, Moby. I'm 33 and I'm legally blind due to an astrocytoma cancerous brain tumor I had as an infant. And as a result of that, I have tunnel vision in one eye and no vision at all, no light perception in the other eye. The nerves were severed by the tumor, and it also caused hormonal loss in the pituitary and other long-lasting health effects. But I grew up in a very determined, humble, well-grounded, and also an entrepreneurial family with lots of values. Both my grandfathers came from Sweden and Ireland and worked their way up through military, through odd jobs, until they both opened their own businesses in Connecticut, where I'm originally from. So it was just natural to have that determination to carry forward no matter what happened. Even when the tumor relapsed and I had to go get radiation treatment, I made an adventure out of it, and it was exhausting, but shaped who I am today and shaped what I would do in terms of philanthropy and how I viewed the world. Also, what shaped me is the fact that I went to public school, and I had aides that would help me get large print, help me get around, which both, put a target on my back for being special, but also made it so I had to, figure out how to navigate in the normal world without a cane, because my parents didn't know what that was until I was 16, and the blind commission basically there, suggested it. But I managed even without a whole lot of self-confidence, and I buried myself in school in the work itself in order to not have to deal with the social situation of how kids thought of me differently and not worthy of their interaction. I connected with adults, and I especially connected to the feelings I got when in the kitchen with my mom. I could forget about all the crazy diets and health regimens I was on and feel the calming nature that kneading dough has, and get a little taste of sweetness and be able to share that with others in a way that I couldn't at that time express myself. Along the way, I got to learn family traditions and hear stories from my past, and I got to figure out how I could create and express myself through my baking. It eventually turned into a philanthropic bake sale that would last all summer, and I would take it to the tricycle to sell at the beach and raise money for cancer patients. I figured out a way to make it happen. When I started crashing the tricycle later on because I was losing the vision again, I stumbled through it, and eventually that's what led me to getting a guide dog. Meanwhile, I met people that really encouraged the culinary side of me and encouraged me to go to pastry school at Johnson & Wales, which was an eye-opening into how cutthroat the industry is. Sure, on paper I had accommodations, and I would get large print textbooks, audio books when possible, although it was not easy. I had to do a lot of that work myself. But when it came to making a cake in 3 hours that looked amazing, there was no accommodation, and there was no getting the teacher, or at least I didn't know to ask the teacher to show me again in private. Never mind the fact that kids would look at me sideways when I'd be standing there at the end when it was cleaning time, and I wouldn't know what to do because I felt like I was just in the way if I tried to go get something or I was too slow. Challenges like that continued as I tried to find internships and then find work, and had to settle for more free internships instead, or found work but still felt like I was being targeted. So I went to grad school, moved out to Oregon, which I fell in love with for its foodie scene and its transportation and acceptance. But even after going to grad school here, I still have door upon door shut in my face. An interview would go great, and then I'd pull out my cane at the end to get out of the interview room and make my way safely home, and you could see the air change. You could feel the disappointment, and I would never hear from them again. So I had to go my own way. I turned what had been a side business, a hobby, selling baked goods at a farmer's market and renting out a way too expensive commissary kitchen that also didn't know how to accommodate a person with disability. And I opened my own business that celebrates my Scandinavian roots, my vegan lifestyle, and creates a place where not only I feel safe, but my employees with all kinds of disabilities feel safe as well and can express who we truly are. Thank you.